This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring first, from Camden Town in London, England, weighing 14 stone, Jimmy Havoc.
Well, Taz, we mentioned the very cerebral, the very sinister Jimmy Havoc. He took a couple months away from AEW and went to what he says is a good place, but what by most accounts is a very dark place.
Yeah, well, that's Jimmy Havoc, right? I mean, there's a lot of things about him that are dark, that are mean, that are nasty, and as we've been saying here, sinister because, and look, by the way, the side note is, on Havoc for me, and we saw this in his last outing on Dark, he's showing more in-ring wrestling, which I think is awesome. And
more in-ring aggression as well.
No doubt.
And his opponent, from Olive Branch, Mississippi, weighing 120 pounds,
whoa,
Marko Stunt.
Oh, big pyro.
Yeah.
For Marko Stunt, representing Jurassic Express here tonight. And he is gonna have a tall order, no pun intended, ahead of him with Jimmy Havoc.
Well, listen, we've witnessed Marko Stunt, you know, he's obviously undersized compared to everybody he competes against. And it's also well documented, you know, from what I can tell and what people have known about Marko Stunt, he's got a high pain tolerance. The problem is for Mr. Stunt in this match is that Jimmy Havoc, you know where I'm going here, partner.
Yeah,
Jimmy Havoc, he loves to dish out pain, a lot of it.
Relishes in dishing out pain. And, you know, but size can play a factor, but we've seen, most notably in the AEW women's division, size doesn't always mean everything. Riho, weighing just 98 pounds,
sure,
was the first ever AEW women's world champion. So Marko Stunt could shock the world here and pull out a huge victory, but he's gonna have to get through a very determined Jimmy Havoc first.
You will never hear me knock any man or woman for being undersized.
Oh, look at that, Havoc.
You that. And Stunt, you know, he's got a lot of heart. Havoc, as to your point, I think you're about to say, was being the aggressor before, as this match just kicked off.
Oh, Irish whip reverses Stunt into the rope. Oh, Marko, a unique escape, getting out of the way, and now springboard into the elbow drop across the back of the head. Marko covers. Didn't even get a one count there.
Well, this is what Marko Stunt has to do. You know, just keep hitting and moving, keep hitting and moving.
Lope suicida there from Marko Stunt. Now back into the ring, head of steam, and a second one sends Havoc reeling. Jimmy Havoc faltering out of the gate here, and Marko Stunt.
Oh, he's not done, my friend. Here we go.
Goes for the swinging DDT on the floor.
Great job, Marko Stunt. That was sick.
And Marko with the full-throated support of the fans here in Atlanta and the Jurassic Express as well.
Take a look right here. Just throwing caution to the wind as the cliche goes, and just hits himself a nice DDT in midair on Jimmy Havoc. Marko Stunt, great stuff.
And Taz, what a way for Marko to mix it up. He hit 2 consecutive topes, and then on the third one, converts into a swinging DDT. It looked like Havoc's posture, almost like he was ready to counter that, but Marko countered the counter.
He countered the counter, which was a great counter.
And oh, look at this. Marko went for the tiaras, perhaps a Hurricane Rana, but Jimmy Havoc using his size and power advantage to powerbomb Marko, and now Havoc hoists him up, and brainbuster, center of the ring. Only a 2 count there for Havoc, but he planted.
Oh, look at this.
Oh. Luther and Mel, who parted ways in very unceremonious fashion with Awesome Kong, now seemingly turning their attention toward Jimmy Havoc.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, are they looking to align with him? Are they looking to attack Jimmy? Not really sure with Luther and Mel. Who knows with them? But right now, focusing on this match, Marko Stunt in a bad way as Jimmy Havoc now is on the kill.
Jimmy Havoc placing that boot across the throat. Marko Stunt, we saw that video from Jimmy Havoc last week on AEW Dark where he promised to look at his opponent's, deepest fears, their weaknesses, and learn how to exploit them. And he did. Whoa. Oh! Wow. Just dropping Marko down, cover. 2 count again from referee Mike Posey. But Havoc is, now, last week it was the arm. Now it seems like Jimmy Havoc's targeting the neck of Marko Stunt.
Yeah, he was cranking on that head. Now he's got himself.
Look at this front chancery.
Yeah, in judo that would be called a Mahadeki Jame, and he's got it hooked in tight. Some call it a guillotine. That would an underhook into a nice suplex, an under and overthrow. That's exactly what that was.
Almost.
I used to do that move, by the way.
Yeah.
That was well done, man.
Little bit of Taz goes a long way. And the hanging neck breaker. Did you see the impact? Wow. Stunt coming down hard. 1, 2. Oh.
I'll tell you, Excalibur, man, the toughness in Stunt, I've talked about it before, Marko Stunt, and he's able to kick out of all these high-impact maneuvers, man. I mean, that takes a lot for a guy that's given up a plethora of size.
Cazadora. Stunt goes off the middle rope. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Havoc captures. He's got the arm hooked, and now looking for the jaw, looking to link his hands underneath Marko Stunt, and he's got those hands right underneath the chin. He's actually cranking back on the chin, Taz.
Yes, he sure is. If he's trying to get a different grip, Jimmy Havoc, he couldn't get it. If he could get a class grip, that really would have helped to get a victory here. But look at the foot of Marko Stunt, able to get a rope break there. Great presence of where, have a good mat sense in the ring by Marko Stunt.
But Havoc continuing to punish that neck of Marko. It all started with that brainbuster in the early going of the match, and now with Marko just strung up in the ropes, the Jurassic Express helpless to look on.
Yeah, it's tough when you're watching your homeboy just get beat up and stretched right here by Jimmy Havoc. Jungle Boy and the gigantic Luchasaurus.
Now on the turnbuckle, that steel turnbuckle being driven into the back of the base of the neck of Marko Stunt. Oh! Wow. Using the hair of Stunt. Oh, man.
See Stunt's eyes? Excalibur, not a good look, man. He looks like he's in another world right now.
Yeah, the referee needs to take the safety of the competitor into consideration.
Can he finish the match? Can Marko Stunt even finish?
And especially Taz, I mean, you know this better than anybody. Neck injuries can have a serious effect on your career.
Shut you down quick. Shut me down for 9 months. So hopefully Marko Stunt's okay here. Because Jimmy Havoc's going to he's not going to let up.
Oh, just
gut wrench. Yep.
Nothing fancy about it. Jimmy Havoc using his size advantage to great effect. Now the leg is hooked. Fisherman suplex. 1, 2 count.
Yeah, he had a good bridge. Good bridge on that fisherman. If you can get on top of your head and get your belly button to the sky, it's a better way to capture a victory. But again, the toughness and the heart we're seeing out of Marko Stunt, able to kick out. But you got to respect, like it or not, how much fight and violence and vigor, that Jimmy Havoc keeps bringing.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc very focused since his return to AEW. We've seen, a more thoughtful, more methodical Jimmy Havoc, but Marko Stunt trying to light him up with rights and lefts.
Oh, wow. No, there was a right.
Yeah, 1 solid right hand to the jaw. Now Marko ducks the acid rainmaker. Leaping enziguri. I think Jimmy thought it was coming from the other side. He tried to block, but Marko, great counter in midair.
Good way to cauliflower ear. That left ear of Jimmy Havoc got lit up with that enziguri. Watch Stunt. This guy can fly. Ooh,
he sneaks in underneath the legs of Jimmy Havoc, and now another high kick has Havoc rattled. Marko up to the toe, diving, stomping between the shoulder blades. Marko hits the ropes, running knee strike.
Got to try it. Well, that's that.
Heads up move by Havoc.
Very smart by a veteran, and Jimmy Havoc understood that the momentum was not on his side. He got his rear end out of the ring. Like it or not, smart.
You can see the scars all over the back and shoulders of Jimmy Havoc. He does relish in, look at that, Marko! Went for that tope again, but Havoc very easily countered by simply stepping out of the way.
And sometimes you don't have to do much. If you're 1 step ahead of your opponent like Havoc was on Stunt, that's all you need.
And
really singled out the back of that upper neck and upper spine region.
And now he has the left arm of Marko captured. Acid Rainmaker!
It's got to be it.
Just leveling Marko Stunt. 1, 2, 3. That is it. Jimmy Havoc victorious here tonight.
The winner of this match, Jimmy Havoc.
I'll tell you what, Havoc completely blew up Stunt with that clothesline. Dude, that was heavy hit, man.
Took Marko off of his feet and very nearly beheaded him. And now Jimmy Havoc is 2-0 in the year 2020.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc quietly making noise, if you get what I'm saying, here in AEW.
And here we see again that acid rainmaker. Oh, just turning Marko inside out. The high stack, but he didn't even need it. The ref could have counted to 10, and I think Marko would have been out.
Great job right there. Hey, Stunt showed a lot of heart, man. Just came up short.